Hello, and thank you for tuning in to the 2020-2021 USW Compliance presentation. My name is Shelby Jarrow, and I am the Director of Compliance and Business Operations for the University of the Southwest's Athletic Department. My main goal is to help you secure and retain your eligibility through the NAIA eligibility requirements. Whether you are a freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior, eligibility matters. While this academic year may look and feel different during the midst of a pandemic, I look forward to meeting each one of you and watching you on the field, court, or course. During this presentation, we will cover NAIA Eligibility, NAIA Academy videos, USW's Student Code of Conduct, and Drug and Alcohol Policy. During this presentation, we will cover NAIA Eligibility, NAIA Academy videos, USW's Student Code of Conduct, and Drug and Alcohol Policy. The National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics, or NAIA, is the governing body that oversees our conference, the Red River Athletic Conference. In total, the NAIA oversees 200+ institutions. In order to be deemed eligible for competition in your sport, all first-time NAIA participants need an eligible determination through Play NAIA. In order to gain this decision, students will be asked to submit high school transcripts, test scores, college transcripts, and any additional information that will help the NAIA determine if the student meets their eligibility criteria. While I am here to assist in gaining eligibility, it is the student's responsibility to stay on top of their tasks through Play NAIA and achieve the grades to be able to continue to be eligible. From your first semester as a freshman to your last semester as a senior, you must be enrolled in at least 12 credit hours per semester. This is what we refer to as a full-time semester. Being enrolled in at least 12 credit hours per semester will put you on track to satisfy the 24-36-hour rule, which requires continuing student athletes to pass 24 credit hours in their last 2 full-time semesters. Taking additional summer courses or winter courses can help you achieve this 24 credit minimum if you do not meet the requirement in the last 2 full-time semesters. The progress rule looks at a student's overall credit hours earned. If you stay on track and earn 24 credit hours every 2 full-time semesters, you will meet this requirement. The breakdown is as follows and refers to the year you are on the field, court, or course and not in school. Meaning, if you are a junior in the classroom but a sophomore on the field, court, or course, you will need to abide by the sophomore requirements. Sophomores need to have 24 cumulative credit hours, juniors need to have 48 cumulative credit hours, and seniors need to have 72 cumulative credit hours. Lastly, each and every student has a maximum of 10 full-time semesters to complete 4 seasons of competition in their sport. When you receive your eligibility determination through Play NAIA, you will be able to see how many semesters and seasons of competition you have remaining moving into the school year. The next topic that relates to the NAIA are the NAIA Academy videos. These videos cover important topics in relation to being a student athlete, such as dietary supplements, nutrition, drug and alcohol use, and sexual assault awareness/prevention. Please note that the videos you are required to complete each year correspond with the year you are on the field, court, or course. On Friday, August 21st, freshmen and transfers will receive an email to the email address you registered on Play NAIA with. If you are a returning student athlete and you do not remember what email you used, you will need to reach out to me in order to access that information. If you remember your email but not your password, you will need to reset your password by clicking the I forgot my password button on the home page. Please take a picture of this slide and send it out in your team group message so that each of your teammates can be held accountable for which videos they need to complete. I will send an update to your coaches on Friday, September 4th with a list of who has completed which videos. Now that we have covered the basic rules of NAIA eligibility, here is a comprehensive list of what is needed to retain your eligibility through your sophomore, junior, and senior seasons. Please note that your freshman and sophomore year, GPA is not taken into account. However, you should focus on keeping your GPA at a 2.0 and above during these years in order to stay on track to be eligible in your junior and senior season. The next topic that relates to the NAIA are the NAIA Academy videos. These videos cover important topics in relation to being a student athlete, such as dietary supplements, nutrition, drug and alcohol use, and sexual assault awareness/prevention. Please note that the videos you are required to complete each year correspond with the year you are on the field, court, or course. On Friday, August 21st, freshmen and transfers will receive an email to the email address you registered on Play NAIA with. If you are a returning student athlete and you do not remember what email you used, you will need to reach out to me in order to access that information. If you remember your email but not your password, you will need to reset your password by clicking the I forgot my password button on the home page. Please take a picture of this slide and send it out in your team group message so that each of your teammates can be held accountable for which videos they need to complete. I will send an update to your coaches on Friday, September 4th with a list of who has completed which videos. Now we will move on to the policies enforced at USW. The Code of Conduct is as follows. Philosophy. Your participation in the USW athletics program is considered a privilege, not a right. As a USW student athlete, you are expected to conduct yourself with honesty, pride, sportsmanship, and integrity on the playing field as well as off the playing field. Code of Conduct. Your behavior as a student athlete is subject to the USW Student Handbook and Honor Code while you are on university premises or when you are involved with off-campus university activities. Because of the high visibility of student athletes, this expectation is further extended to the public arena. The Department of Athletics will review violations of misconduct of the Student Handbook and Honor Code and may apply further sanctions as they relate to participation in athletics. In addition, student athletes are subject to all rules and regulations that are required for individual participation on a specific team. While those rules may be particular to each team, they are presented to the student athlete by the coaching staff with the full support of the athletics department that any student athlete charged with a felony crime be immediately suspended from athletic participation until the charges have been resolved. Ambassadors for the university. Participation on an athletic team representing USW is a privilege with attendant responsibilities and expectations. Student athletes and coaches must deport themselves in a manner consistent with the notion of privilege. Fair play and good sportsmanship are basic expectations in the pursuit of athletic excellence. Anything less will not be tolerated and will be grounds for dismissal from athletics. Respect for the intrinsic dignity and worth of all persons, regardless of race, ethnic origins, religious preference, or gender, is to be acknowledged in the athlete's concrete actions. Any discriminatory or harassing behavior will be summarily disciplined. Physical abuse, including team members, opposing coaches, players, fans, and officials, on or off the field of play, will result in disciplinary action, including possible suspension from athletic participation. The illegal use or sale of controlled substances is prohibited. Disciplinary action, including suspension from athletics, will result from any involvement with illegal drugs. Academic responsibilities. Academic responsibilities are considered the highest priority of student athletes attending USW. The Department of Athletics supports the academic mission of the university. Therefore, student athletes are required to do the following: adhere to all class attendance requirements, attend appropriate tutorial sessions and meetings with the academic advisor, complete all class assignments and take all course examinations as required for successful completion of academic work. Understand and apply the academic regulations of the university as described in the student handbook. Communicate to the appropriate parties in a timely manner when an academic and athletic conflict occurs. Take full responsibility for monitoring one's own satisfactory progress. This may include seeking assistance from the academic advisor, professor, or coach when required. Athletically related financial aid. Athletic grant and aids are awarded for a one-year period. Renewal of athletic aid becomes the prerogative of the head coach and director of athletics. Student athletes in such circumstances have the right to appeal to the financial aid committee. Medical responsibilities. Participation in athletics at USW is contingent on medical approval by the athletic team physician, the student health services staff, and the athletic training staff. In addition, the following obligations are conditions for participation: Student athletes are required to show evidence of proper medical insurance and provide a medical history which is kept on file. Student athletes are required to communicate all necessary health prescriptions as requested by medical personnel. Student athletes are required, within a reasonable realm, to take responsibility for their physical and mental health. This includes a review of personnel practices as well as requesting medical assistance when he or she deems necessary. NAIA Conference and Responsibilities. All student athletes are required to adhere to applicable NAIA rules as addressed in the NAIA Official Handbook. This includes those activities relative to the student athlete's role as a prospective student athlete, or PSA, recruited student athlete, and amateur. In addition, all Red River Athletic Conference regulations must be adhered to. Disciplinary action and rights of appeal. Athletes are expected to follow their coach's instructions regarding practice, discipline, and team matters. Appropriately, coaches may levy sanctions for an athlete's failure to comply with any of these stipulations. Disciplined athletes retain the right to appeal decisions they perceive as unfavorable to the director of athletics. The final level of appeal is made to the faculty athletic representative. As a former student athlete, I understand the effect that drugs and alcohol can have on how your body performs. In order to keep our students safe and healthy, the USW Drug and Alcohol Policy was put in place. A few key points about the policy are: any student athlete who is taking prescription medication needs to inform our athletic training staff in writing. This way, they have it on file for reference in many different situations. We will go over random drug testing and reasonable suspicion testing in the next slide, but please review the prohibited substances list to the right. We understand that certain street drugs may be legal for recreational use in your home state, but until the NAIA issues a change in their policy surrounding this, we must adhere to the current policy in place and state that these are prohibited. Drug tests can be conducted on a random or suspicion basis. When drug test dates are set by the Director of Athletics, your coach will inform you 1 hour prior to testing to report to the athletic training room. When you get there, you will sign in and wait for your turn to test. Results are immediate, and you will meet with the Director of Compliance and athletic trainer if the test is positive. If it is negative, you are free to return to work, class, or home. Suspensions issued by the USW Athletic Department count for 10% of your sports season. This suspension can be longer depending on your individual team rules. Each violation will be shared with student life, and any instances that happen in the dorms can count toward these offenses. These reset at the end of each academic year. If you test positive twice in the same academic year, you will be permanently suspended from all athletics at the University of the Southwest. Please take note that there are different accounts for each first and second offense for both NAIA banned drugs and marijuana. Thank you so much for watching this presentation. If you ever have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. I will ask that due to COVID regulations, if you wish to meet in person, please schedule a meeting with me beforehand via the email listed on this slide. Welcome to the Mustang family, and have a great 2020-2021 academic and athletic year.